Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com. Happy New Year! Yes, it is December 31st, 2024, and we are moving into 2025. And I wanted to do a little bit of a New Year's feature, even though it may not be particularly relevant in the year 2762, when some people will be watching these videos. But what the hell? We've got thousands of them, so we can do an occasional special. And I've got a cat sitting here in my desk thing. What are you doing? What are you doing, Mildred? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come say hi. All right, there she is. Oh, yes. She hates being picked up. But Mildred wants to say Happy New Year, too, before we play fetch. Hey, how you doing? How you doing, honey? I know. It sucks, doesn't it? Let me put you down. Put you over here. There you go. There we go. Let me get her little toy thing. Wherever that went. Oh, dear. Anyway, we're talking about New Year's, aren't we? And I do have here an object of her affection. So here, you ready, Mildred? Go get it. There we go. Now we're happy. So, 2025. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. First, I wanted to summarize 2024. Well, we've done that, haven't we, with Cola and Alda and, all of that stuff. But it's been really a good year. It always strikes me as fascinating how the naysayers are fetching about the demise of classical music as we know it. And then we come to the end of the year, and there have been hundreds, if not thousands, of recordings, good and bad. And there's just such ferment in the industry. It's exciting, actually. There's all kinds of things happening, with digital streaming and whatnot, and all the different ways that you all access great music. I mean, it's really pretty extraordinary when you come to think of it. The world's going to hell, as we know. At the same time, that I don't think is an exaggeration in any particular way. But let's just say we live in interesting times. But I'm an optimist. I think things are cyclical. They come, they go, and the music endures, and so do we, hopefully. And for 2025, we've got some interesting projects lined up. Of course, we're going to continue the Haydn Symphony Crusade, even though nobody watches it. I don't care. It matters. So we're going to be doing that. And we're going to be increasing our interaction with ClassicsToday.com, because, you see, one of the things I can do, and I'm hesitant to even mention this because it's sort of creepy, is that, with YouTube, if I try and play more musical examples, I have issues. Copyright claims and all that stuff, which is a pain in the neck. But I don't have that issue with ClassicsToday.com, at least not yet. No one has sued us. And so I think we're going to be doing more sort of cooperative things for Classics Today subscribers. So if you're not a Classics Today insider, this is your chance to get in, because I want to do more listening comparison talks. Those were fun. I only did one so far. Just to sort of test the waters, but I think we're going to do more of those. And we'll start featuring, artist top 10 recordings and things like that. More things where we can sort of take advantage of both platforms simultaneously. ClassicsToday.com, as you may know, had its bump in the road this year when my beloved partner of more than 30 years passed away. It was horribly sad, really terribly sad. He died of cancer. David Vernier, a wonderful editor, critic, friend, colleague, everything I could have asked for. And there will never be another like him. He was a critic of the old school. It was wonderful working with him for years. We worked, not just at Classics Today. We worked together at various audio magazines for years before Classics Today was founded. It was a real loss, but we have the new team in place, and we have some exciting projects that we're going to be working on and expanding our remit at ClassicsToday.com, and covering some more stuff and doing more reviews and all that stuff. So it's going to be a good time to be at Classics Today as well. It will take a little time to get going, but yes, it's going. It's going, and it's going to be really, really cool. I can tell you that. And here in the video universe, there's another project I'm working on that I think will be an interesting series. It's called, I don't know exactly what it's called yet. It's called Composer's Fingerprints, Maybe there'll be footprints. I think fingerprints sounds a little less criminal than footprints, but I don't know. It depends. It's a series where we're going to be listening. It's going to have lots of musical examples where we identify the special language of the great composers with samples of their work, so that, sometimes you're driving along and you hear something and you wonder, I wonder who wrote that. Well, this will help you decide. And I think that it's going to be really, really interesting. It's going to be a lot of work, but I'm really looking forward to doing it, because I think the more we focus on the act of listening to great music by great composers, the better off we'll be. The more fun we're going to have, and the more informative and useful this channel will be for all of you. Right now, just right where we are, we're a little bit past 4,200 videos. Some of you wonder, have asked me, how is it possible that I can be this prolific and listen to music all the time and all that? Well, the answer is I just do. I don't know how to describe it to you. It's very funny. It's really very, very funny. I've wanted to do this for so long, just share my love of music with you all. And I guess it's all just kind of been building over the decades. When I first started writing books, here's an example. Just of my working method, such as it is, because I don't have a method, but such is what happens. The first book that I wrote about classical music was my guide to the Mahler symphonies. I'd wanted to do a book on Mahler forever, because I was really rather disappointed with the rest of the literature. I didn't think that it really got to the meat of how these works were working, how they worked, and what Mahler was doing, and whatnot. I thought I had something to say. So I had an agent. My agent actually wasn't an agent. It was Bob Levine, who was our opera guy, who spent his earlier career in book publishing, who had connections with various publishers. And he floated the idea that he would be the general editor of a series. And the publisher at the time bought the deal, and he needed writers to write books. And I wanted to do the Mahler book. So he called me up and said, well, it's a go. You could do the Mahler book. And about 2 weeks later, he had a Mahler book. And I have to be honest, I have no recollection of actually writing the Mahler book or any of these things. They just come out sort of spontaneously. I think of a topic, and it all just settles into place. And I do it. Some things, if I'm talking about lists of works and whatnot, obviously I have to, write them down ahead of time. But what I say and how I say it is all spontaneous. It just is. And it's a strange thing. And I look back on it, and I look back on 4,200 videos, and I have no idea how they got there. None whatsoever. But they're there, and I'm proud of them. And I am so grateful that you have joined me on this journey, that it's been received with kindness for the most part. 99%, we figured out the percentage, and enthusiasm, and you've taught me, I think, at least as much as I may have taught you. I always said, for everything you think you know, there's someone else who knows more about it. And that someone else is going to find you when you express an opinion, and they're going to correct you when you get it wrong, as I often do. On some of these details, I freely confess, because I'm winging it and working from memory. I make mistakes all the time. And I think that's part of it. My model in some of this stuff, believe it or not, was Julia Child, because there was someone who, she just did it. She said, you can do it. And that's how I feel about music, and all of you as well. We could just do it by listening, by doing it. She's the same thing. You jump in, you get your hands dirty, and if the turkey falls on the floor, you wash it off and you serve it to your guests anyway, because they're never going to know. It's okay. It's okay to make mistakes. That's part of the experience. It's not about being right. It's about being happy. Really, genuinely happy, experiencing joy. The joy of discovery, of listening, of the emotional roller coaster ride you go on. A friend of mine asked me recently, and I was looking at the Colo Awards, and said, oh, you recommended the complete Pedersen symphonies. You're trying to kill everyone. Well, actually, no. There's a lot of joy in that music, joy in listening to it. Maybe not in the music, but it just goes to show. I mean, one of the things that just fascinates me is, and I'm just rambling. This is my ramble, my real ramble talk. I have a friend who is a Lyft driver and sports gambler. Actually, fascinating guy. He's much younger than I am. He's half my age, and I met him because he was driving me around, in his Uber. And we got to be very good friends, and we still are. And he's fascinated by music, but knows nothing about it, absolutely nothing. And he loves Alan Pedersen. We listen to Pedersen because I just throw things at him to see how he responds. And he's curious. He's open-minded, and he doesn't prejudge anything. So he listens to it. He's also a gamer. So he likes music that expresses, apocalyptic hysteria and angst and strange magical environments and all the stuff that you find in these, sort of gaming soundtracks. And so he's totally open to contemporary classical music. And I was playing Pedersen symphonies. He was driving me to a wedding, actually, in upstate New York. So it was a couple hours drive each way. And I put on, we needed something to kill the time. So I put on Pedersen's Eighth and then the Seventh, and he just loved it. He thought it was the best stuff to listen to while you're driving because it keeps you awake. That's for damn sure. I mean, it just operates at a level of tension that's so high that it's hard to, get distracted by other things. Fall asleep at the wheel late at night. So as a gift, I gave him the complete Pedersen edition, and he's been listening to it in his car as he drives around. It just goes to show, and this is my point, that there is no right way or ideal way to interface or encounter great music. You do it however you damn well please. Whatever works for you is the right way. And one of the things that I'm continuing to explore as we do this channel and all this, find all the different ways and all the different types of music and styles and idioms that you never know what anyone's going to like. I like just about all of them. I mean, that's my thing. I just think music itself is so wonderful that, as long as it's well done, I don't really care what style it's in. There are some things that I think are, qualitatively better than other things. But in general, my goodness, I listen to this much music because I see no one way to access it. That's how I do it. I listen to it on the train. I listen to it at home. I listen to it in the car. I listen to it. You surround yourself with music, and you'll find certain things for certain occasions. It's just how it goes. And I think that understanding that, if I can impart that to everybody, I think that'll be a valuable thing for people to understand, because we live in a culture where there are right ways and wrong ways. But when it comes to music, when it comes to investing your life with beauty and emotional expression and all of these things, there is no right way. Do it every way. Do it in the bathtub. I have a waterproof shower speaker that I use. I mean, it's not to be totally crazy about it. I also love moments of silence. I do. Quiet when there's nothing going on. It's wonderful too. But in general, you can have this any way you want. And as we round up 2024, I think that's the thought I want to leave you with. This is yours. It's yours to enjoy and experience in whatever way makes you happy, whatever way gives your life a lift or gives your mood a boost. It's all there for the taking, and you can do it any way you damn well please. And I want to thank all of you, every one of you, for joining me on this journey for the past, well, now it's going to be 5 years in May, I think. And what an experience it's been. Such a good time for me, I hope for you, and I'm looking forward to continuing for years and years and years to come. So keep on listening, and Happy New Year. See you on the other side. Take care.